When you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position. Just closing your eyes for a moment, placing your hands on your knees or in your lap, and making any adjustments that's needed to allow you to sit comfortably. Sitting tall through the crown of your head. And allowing your breath to be natural here. Not forcing it, not controlling it. Allowing the shoulders to be soft. The legs to be heavy. And just taking this time to settle into your practice today. Checking in with yourself and notice how you're feeling. Mentally and physically. And if your mind starts to wander at all, just bring it back to the breath. Following your breath in. Following your breath out. Releasing any tension. And letting go of any stress, any worries, the past or the future. And just focusing on this present moment. Focusing on your body, your mind, and your soul. And you can begin to deepen your breath here. Filling the belly, the chest, and the collarbones. And then exhaling from the collarbones, the chest, and the belly. When you're ready, you can softly blink the eyes open. We'll start with inhaling our arms up towards the sky, and then you can drop the left hand down, reaching over, stretching in to over that left side, and stretching out the right side body. We'll inhale back to center and over to the opposite side. Doing that a few more times at your own breath. Inhaling when you come to center and exhaling when you go to one side. And then we'll go ahead and we'll come back to center. We'll twist to the right, gazing over that right shoulder. Dropping your left hand to the left knee, the right hand to the base of the spine, And elongating the spine here. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, twisting to the left. Lengthening on the inhalations and going a little deeper on the exhalations. We'll go ahead and inhale back to center, and then you can exhale to fold here, walking your hands out, lengthening the spine, and then walking the hands over towards the right side. And over towards the left side. And we'll come back to center. You can come up, and then we'll come over to all fours on our hands and our knees, having the hands right under the shoulders, the hips or the knees under the hips. We'll start with some cat and cows. So inhaling to drop the belly, raising the gaze, and exhaling, round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhaling to drop the belly, raise the gaze, exhaling to round. Doing a few more rounds at your own breath cycle. And we'll come back to that neutral spine. We'll go ahead and walk our hands out, coming into puppy pose. So you can bring your forehead or your chin to the ground. Maybe your forearms hover above the mat, so it's a little bit more active here. Your hips are high. And we'll walk the hands over towards the right side. And walk them over towards the left side. And we'll come back to center. You can come back to the all fours and then push up into your first downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers wide here. You're welcome to pedal out the legs, keeping the knees soft. And then we'll go ahead and walk the feet to the front of the mat. We'll inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold, maybe grabbing opposite elbows here. Your knees can be soft if you'd like. Allowing the head to be heavy. Taking a few deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. Let it go. And you can release the hands. We'll go ahead and root to rise all the way up. Palms to touch overhead. Bring your hands together at heart center. And just take a moment in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Feeling all four corners of the feet as they ground here. And we'll inhale the arms up towards the sky. And then we'll drop the right one to our right thigh. And we'll fold over that right side. So coming into like this half moon shape. Lengthening and stretching out that left side. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, drop the left hand and fold over that left side. Inhaling back to center, and then exhaling, fold it down, let it go. We'll inhale to a flat back, and then exhale, plant the hands. We'll step the left foot back, coming into your high lunge. And we'll go ahead and plant the left hand, raising the right arm towards the sky. And we'll plant the right hand to the ground. You can straighten your right leg, folding over that right leg. And then we'll go ahead and bend back into that knee. You can lift the weight off that left foot, standing on your right foot, coming into a standing split. And you're welcome to grab your ankle here with one or two hands. And we'll go ahead and release the hands here. Release the left foot to meet the right foot in a forward fold. We'll inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold, and then root to rise. All the way up, palms to touch, hands to heart center. Taking a moment in your mountain pose. We'll go ahead and we'll hug the right knee in towards the chest, relaxing the shoulders here. And you're welcome to stay here, or you can grab that right big toe with your peace fingers and thumb, extending your right leg long. And we'll open the right leg or that knee towards the right side here. A strap is also very helpful in this pose. Exhale to release. Shake it out. And when you're ready, inhale the arms up towards the sky. Exhale to let it go. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, plant the hands. We'll step the right foot back, coming in to your high lunge. Gazing between your fingertips. Dropping the right hand towards the ground, the left hand towards the sky. We'll go ahead and drop the left hand towards the ground. You can straighten your left leg here, folding over that left leg. And we'll go ahead and bend back into that knee. You can lift your right leg high, coming into our standing split. Maybe you grab your ankle with one hand or both hands. We'll go ahead and release our hands. Release your right foot. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale to fold, and then root to rise all the way up, palms to touch, exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll go ahead and hug that left knee in towards the chest, relaxing the shoulders. And then you can go ahead, if you want to, grabbing the big toe with your peace fingers. Maybe you extend that left leg long. And we'll go ahead and open it up towards the left side. You can exhale to release, shake it out. And we'll go ahead and we'll bring our hands to the hips. We'll step the left foot back just far enough you can still keep the toes and the heel on the ground. Squaring your hips with your right leg, we'll go ahead and fold, coming into that pyramid pose, dropping the hands to the ground. Maybe inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to fold. We'll plant the left hand, reach the right arm towards the sky. And we'll release the right hand to the ground. We'll start to walk our hands towards the long side of the mat, and we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. So you can take your feet a little wider if that's comfortable. Your hands can be placed under the shoulders, and you can go ahead and fold. You're welcome to take any other variation that feels good for you. And wherever your hands are, you can place them underneath the shoulders. We'll walk them over towards the right side, and you can grab that right ankle with your left hand, peeking underneath your right armpit. We'll go ahead, coming back to center, walking to the opposite side, grabbing that left ankle with your right hand, peeking underneath that left armpit. And we'll come back to center. You can go ahead, bringing your hands to your hips. We'll come up to a standing position and then just step to the front of your mat. Maybe pedaling out the feet if you need to, the legs. And we'll go ahead and change sides. So we'll plant that left foot, stepping back with the right leg and folding over that left leg, dropping the hands to the ground. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to go deeper. We'll plant the right hand, lift that left arm towards the sky. And plant the left hand. Start to walk over towards the long side of your mat. You're welcome to take your legs a little bit wider, and then you can fold, taking any variation that feels good for you. And maybe this time we grab onto our ankles here with our hands. And you can go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. We'll step to the front of the mat. You're welcome to pedal through the legs here. And when you're ready, we'll reach those arms up high to the sky. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to a flat back. And then exhaling, stepping back into your plank. Moving through your chaturanga. Inhaling to that upward dog or cobra. And exhaling into your downward facing dog. And we'll go ahead and drop the knees here. We'll come into child's pose, so you can set your hips to your heels. Maybe walk your hands out a little bit further. And keep the arms hovering above the ground, so it's more of an active pose. We'll go ahead and walk our hands over towards the right side. And walk them over towards the left side. And we'll come back to center. You can roll up to all fours and then come up high to your knees here. We'll come into camel's pose, so you can bring your hands to your lower back. And you're welcome to do just a slight back bend. If you feel comfortable, you can reach for the heels here. Releasing the head. And then slowly coming back up, releasing the hips back to the heels, and then coming into an all four position, tabletop position. We'll go ahead and we'll bring the right foot between the hands here, and you can inhale to your low lunge. We'll drop the hands, straighten that right leg. You can lift your toes off the ground here and then fold over that right leg. We'll bend back into that right knee. And then we're going to take the right foot to the outside of our mat, or to the outside of that right hand. We'll come into lizard's pose. You can either stay on the hands here, maybe you come down to your forearms, and you're welcome to open up that right hip. Placing the right hand on that knee or the thigh. Making any movements that feel good to you. Noticing how you're feeling. And you're welcome to stay wherever you're at, or you can come up to your hands, lifting the right arm towards the sky, and then reaching back for that back foot. Keeping the chest open here. And we'll exhale to release. You can step that right knee back to meet the left knee, and we'll come into child's pose. So you can either bring your knees wide here, your toes to touch, or you can bring your knees together, dropping your head to the floor. And we'll come back up to all fours. We'll go ahead and bring the left knee to the center of the mat. We'll inhale to our low lunge, relaxing the shoulders here. And then dropping the hands to the ground, we'll straighten our left leg, lifting the toes off the ground, and exhaling to fold. Inhaling back to that lunge, taking the left foot to the outside of our mat, or the outside of our left hand, and then coming into your lizard's pose. If you want, you can come up to the hands, reaching the left arm high, and then back for that right foot, keeping the heart open. Exhaling to release, stepping back into that all fours, and then taking whatever variation of child's pose that you would like to take. And we'll come back up. We'll come over to our backs here. We'll come into bridge pose. So bringing the soles of your feet on the ground. Your hands can be palms face down here. And then we'll inhale our hips up, readjusting if necessary. Lifting the hips high, as if there was a string attached to them, pulling them towards the sky. And we'll exhale to release. You can windshield wiper your knees back and forth a few times. And we'll go ahead and we'll come back to center. You can release the feet or the legs down to the ground. We'll come into fish pose. So you can bring the palms of your hands face down right next to your side. Maybe even you slightly sit on them. And then we'll start to lift, putting our weight into our elbows and our forearms here. Placing your head on the floor and reaching through the sternum here. You can point your feet. And we'll exhale to release down to the ground. You can bring your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a big hug here. And bring your hands to the backs of your thighs here. We'll roll up to a seated position. You can extend the legs long here. And then inhale your arms up towards the sky. We'll exhale to fold, grabbing your toes or your feet. Drawing the navel in. Closing your eyes if that feels good. And we'll exhale to release. We'll bring the soles of our feet together, placing the hands on the toes and opening your feet like you're opening a book. And then we'll go ahead and exhale to fold, placing the elbows on the insides of the knees here. Exhale to release. You can come down to your back. We'll reach the left leg long and we'll hug the right knee in towards the chest. And then you can bring it across the body to the left side, extending that right arm out towards the right and your gaze to follow. Continuing to follow your breath in and follow your breath out. And we'll come back to center with the right knee. You can extend the right leg long, and then we'll bring the left knee in towards the chest and over to the right side, extending your left arm, gazing over those left fingertips. We'll go ahead Good, and come back to center. We'll bring the both knees into the chest, maybe grabbing opposite elbows here and giving yourself a big hug. And then we'll come into happy baby, grabbing the outsides of your feet here, the elbows on the insides of your knees, maybe rocking from side to side. And if you want, you can extend one leg, maybe you extend both legs. And whenever you're ready, you can release your legs down to the ground. Maybe mat width distance apart, and maybe your palms face up here, closing your eyes for your Shavasana, allowing your breath to return back to normal. Releasing any tension in the body. Surrendering to the pull of gravity and allowing your body to be heavy here. Welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need to. And I thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.